All right, hey y'all, welcome back. Today I'm going to talk to you about some of the newer kitchen design trends that I'm seeing coming out more and more, becoming more and more common. Trends come and go, and it's pretty cool to watch, but these are some of the ones that maybe you've seen in magazines or online or HGTV if you're addicted to it like I am, and I'm starting to see them more and more in the Charlotte area, either in houses that are being redone or in the new construction side. So I thought I'd share a few of these with you, kind of give my opinion. I'd love to hear your feedback. All right, so first off, welcome back. If you haven't been to my channel before, please click the subscribe button. But my name is John. I am a full-time realtor here in Charlotte. I have lived in the Charlotte area for over 40 years now. I absolutely love it. I love introducing people to the Charlotte area and helping them put down roots. So if you're even thinking about moving to the Charlotte area, please don't hesitate. Reach out, give me a call, shoot me an email. Man, take your information, write it on a napkin, fold it up, mail it to me. I don't care. Just reach out. Let me know what I can do to be of service to you, because I've got your back if you're moving to Charlotte. So trends come and go, and it's super, super cool to see, something online or on a show, and then see it start to show up when we're out showing houses. Sometimes it is big trends in terms of how a house is used. You think about how we've gone to more open kitchens, and sometimes it's more design touches. Now, I've made a little list here because I can't remember everything, but I will go ahead and say you don't ever want to take design ideas from me, okay? I'm not your designer. I am colorblind. I mean, come on, look at me. I wear the same thing every day, and when I find a shirt I like, I tend to buy 3 to 5 of them, so I don't have to think about it anymore. And I am one of those people that when I see a good design, I really appreciate it, but I can't visualize how to get there. So here are some trends that I've seen. Again, I've seen many of these like on TV shows before, but I'm starting to see them come more and more to Charlotte. Certainly as kitchens are getting redone, or new construction builders, especially above a certain price point, are starting to implement some of these. And it's pretty neat to see, and some of them I like, some of them not so much. So number 1 on the list is a Waterfall Island. Now, they moved to islands years ago, and then we moved to the solid, like the granite countertops that everybody wanted for a long time. Countertops are kind of moving away from that now. You see a lot more quartz. It's something my wife absolutely loves and wants to put in our house. And this new trend is to take that island and take the slab and turn it vertical. So you end up with 2 walls on each side. It's super, super cool. It looks so impressive. However, counter to that, you're paying for stone that you can't actually use because it's vertical. So I do see some of this coming up. I've seen 1 or 2 builders, let's say in the past 6 months or so, where I've seen it as an option, and it's really cool and it looks great when it's built. I'm glad it's being offered. It's not for me, but it's really, really cool. Kitchens moved a few years ago into like the all-white kitchen. I mean, you would see kitchens with white cabinets and white counters, and upper cabinets are white. Everything was white, 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 white. They started doing off-color stone countertops themselves, and you're starting to see a pretty big shift to 2 different things here. The first is people still like their white cabinets. I like white counters too, but the island is offset in some kind of more bold color, a gray, a blue. Every once in a while you'll see something like a black, but you're also starting to see kitchens that are far more boldly colored, maybe with dark lowers and white uppers, and it adds a lot of contrast, to add some pop to a kitchen, because white just gets boring when you see too much of it. And we've moved pretty quickly into some other options, and you do a little research online and you see a lot of it's white with a pop, but then you also see people moving into more moody kitchens. We're moving away from the cherry cabinets that you see everywhere into darker colors or perfectly smooth. I think of them as Swedish cabinets, things like that. But right now, I think what you're going to see most of the time is like a white cabinet with an island that kind of pops. Number 3, along the same line, open shelving. Now, I think this is pretty recent. I've only seen a couple of them here in Charlotte, and it looks fantastic. And what this really is you're doing away with some upper cabinets, and you're just putting in shelving. Here's my thought on it. It looks good, but you can go overboard with it. Most of us are looking for as much storage space as we can have. We want lower cabinets, we want upper cabinets, we want cabinets in the island, and we want a pantry. So when you start taking away cabinets and putting in shelving, it gives you a place to display some items, but you're not getting nearly the storage space that you do in a cabinet. It looks great in like a model home, it looks great in a magazine spread, but on a day-to-day basis, it's just not as functional. Honestly, I would lean more towards cabinets, maybe with glass on the doors. Adds that little pop, adds a little bit of architectural style to it. You see a little bit of this sometimes, maybe one cabinet or two cabinets, but you don't see it a bunch. I think that's probably going to be coming because people back away from these open shelves pretty quickly, I think, just because of the lack of storage and the lack of functionality. Number 4, my least favorite, brass fixtures are back, guys. I'm here to tell you, remember those things from the 80s that everybody was happy went away? Guess what? They've had a resurgent, and we are talking about not only the handles and the doors, knobs, things like that on your cabinets, but yes, they're back for your faucets too. Personally, they look great in new construction when a designer is involved and they pull it all together. Man, it looks great, but I believe in my heart this is a trend that is going to come and go very, very quickly. I think people will get tired of it just like they did before and go back to bronze and nickel, things like that. I might be wrong, and I'd love to hear your thoughts below. Leave me a comment if you love the new move to brass fixtures and new brass door handles and things like that. Please let me know. And of course, right after you give me a thumbs up on this video. And then finally, a design trend that almost came and I think is going away again. And I could talk about a lot of different things here in item number 5. Bold backsplashes, different flooring in the kitchen. A lot of us have moved to extending our hardwoods, our engineered hardwoods, our LVP into the kitchen, but you are seeing more of a move to offset it, to do stone tiles and things like that, or do a pattern that really pops and makes that kitchen feel more Italian or French country or whatever it happens to be. But the one I want to talk about is the pot filler. Now, this is something I've always wanted. I think it was a great idea. And if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, it is a faucet on an extendable arm that's over your stove. So that if you are cooking a big pot of pasta, you put the pot down and then you just fill it up right there. Now, in my house, I have no plumbing in that wall, so it wasn't something I could easily go do, so I just never did. And it turns out this trend has, I think, come and gone, all right? I see it sometimes in really higher-end houses. I have seen one developer that offered it as an option. And when I expressed how exciting that was, she said that I think, I'm playing from memory here, that in 2 years they sold like one. Partially because it was just so expensive, but partially because if you have got this big pot of water and you're going to fill it up, sure, you're carrying, or you're eliminating carrying it from the sink to the stove, but once the pasta boils, you've got to carry it back to the sink to drain it anyway, so people found a really limited use for it. I've always wanted one, but that's a really powerful reason to not have them. And it's so obvious, and I never even thought about it. So I hope you enjoyed this. Absolutely not in depth, I get that, but 5 kitchen design trends that I've seen moving this way, and you're going to see certainly in certain houses and certain builders, or certainly as some houses are being renovated, they're going to hit more of these modern trends. Some of them I think will catch on. A couple, I don't think they're going to, but that's kind of it. So again, if you have a comment, a question, if you love them, if you hate them, whatever it happens to be, leave me a comment below. And again, if I can help you in any way, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thanks, guys.